What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Dan Whitmer from the Jump Rope Dudes, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I've recently got down to about 8% body fat through jump rope. So the reason we're making this video is recently, over the past couple of weeks, people have been asking me like, Dan, you look super lean. What's been going on? What's your diet been like? Have you changed anything? How have you been able to lose that amount of body fat? So in today's video, I'm gonna be walking you guys through how I got to that low body fat percentage and how I've maintained it even in kind of weird times like this quarantine. So before I get into this, the first thing I wanna talk about is that here at Jump Rope Dudes, our philosophy is totally centered around simplicity and not perfection. So what that means is very frequently you will see Brendan and I on the Jump Rope Dude Instagram or YouTube looking a little bit thicker, sometimes looking a little bit too thin. We try to stay within the range of like 8% to 13% body fat. But my point in saying is that the philosophy of Jump Rope Dudes is that you don't have to be perfect all the time. And the thing that we care about most is that you're just fluctuating in some range of body fat that is comfortable for you. Because to be honest, guys, you are constantly in a state of either losing fat, gaining fat, building muscle, or losing muscle. So the point here is to just address that, like, you're never gonna be that one body fat all the time, and that's totally fine. Having said that, it is very possible to, in a healthy way, get to a low body fat percentage and maintain that body fat while also building a significant amount of muscle. So you guys don't need to copy my plan exactly, but I just wanted to give you guys this video to just show an open, transparent look at how we eat, how we jump rope, how we do other workouts, how we move our body in other ways, and our other lifestyle habits that contribute to being able to stay lean. Now, this isn't the first time we've made a video like this. We have some other videos similar to this, which I'll link up here. And throughout this video, I'll be linking a lot of other videos and resources so that you can continue to get the full picture of how to get the physique that you want. So I'm gonna break this down into 3 parts: food, jump rope and bodyweight exercises, and then the other stuff. First, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about food. I put food first on this list because it's the biggest thing that you cannot ignore. If you do not know how much you're consuming, it's going to be very hard for you to lose body fat and be able to maintain a specific body fat if you have no idea how many calories you're putting into your body. So the first thing that we always talk about is tracking your calories. Now, at this point, I am not tracking my calories to get to this low body fat percentage because I've tracked them for so long and I have a good understanding of how much I'm eating per day. So just to give you guys more tangible advice here, in order for me to get to this lower body fat percentage, I had to eat between 2,500 and 2,700 calories about, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. Usually on the weekends, I would eat anywhere from 3,500 to 4,500 calories. But that calorie range was what was working for me to stay in that deficit and gradually continue to lose body fat. By the way, we have a calculator on our website that totally helps you figure this out. So if you click the link below, it's the Jump Rope Dudes nutrition and calorie calculator. Put your information in there. It will tell you exactly how much you need to eat. And then from there, you can track how much you're eating with an app like MyFitnessPal. Also, we linked up a video called How to Eat to Lose Weight. That covers this topic more extensively. But basically the underlying thing here, guys, is that you need to be eating the right amount of food and high quality food. Like we always say, 70% of your food should come from real food sources. So meat, fish, nuts, vegetables, fruits, real actual food that is not made by man. Another thing that I'm pretty cautious of is I tend to eat a lot less carbs and a lot more protein and fat-rich diet. Now, I don't do this specifically because I think that carbs are bad or they don't help you get lean. I'm not even into the whole keto thing, to be quite honest with you. I think that everybody needs proteins, carbs, and fat. I just choose to eat a lower carb diet because it overall makes me feel better. I like feeling satiated from eating foods that are rich in fat and protein without feeling that bloated feeling that you typically get with carbs. If you guys want even more information on this and a direct plan with recipes and all that stuff, we did just come out with our newest version of our nutrition system, the JRD nutrition system. 2.0. It explains all the stuff I'm talking about. Like I said, it gives you 40 recipes that you can start working with, which Brandon and I eat on a regular basis. So go check that out. That's linked up in the description. But do not forget, if you are not paying attention to your food, it's gonna be super hard to lose body fat. The next thing I wanna talk about is jump rope and body weight exercises. Now, we always have been jumping rope about 5 to 6 days a week. That has never changed over the course of the last couple of years. Maybe I've taken like 4 to 6 days off sometimes, or if I'm injured, I'll definitely take time off. But for the most part, Brandon and I jump rope 5 to 6 times per week, which, as we always talk about on this channel, provides a huge calorie burn. And obviously the more calories you burn, the easier it is to stay in a deficit. And another thing I should mention, which has changed a little bit for me over the past 2 to 3 months, is since we've been quarantined, I've been even more strict about doing push-ups and chin-ups. So what I do 4, sometimes 5 days a week is I'll do 100 push-ups and 50 chin-ups. Sometimes I do pull-ups, but for the most part, the way my bar is like structured in my house, it's much easier to do chin-ups. So again, 100 push-ups and 50 chin-ups 4 to 5 times a week. So not only am I burning a bunch of calories through jump rope and losing body fat, but I'm adding to my muscle mass, giving me that more lean and ripped physique by doing those bodyweight exercises. If you guys want free workouts, we have a ton on this YouTube channel that are linked up right here. If you want a more structured program, we've talked about it before. The JRD 90 is our 12-week program. That is linked up below. It's 30% off. Check it out. So we've covered food. We've covered jump rope and bodyweight exercises and how those things help you burn fat and also build muscle at the same time. The last thing I want to talk about is all these other lifestyle things and activities that I do to contribute to this body fat loss. So just to be totally upfront with you guys, the reason why I'm able to eat a good amount of food and still remain relatively lean is because I am moving my body all the time. That's the straight truth. I'm a very hyper person. So in addition to burning calories through my workouts, I also, over the past 5 months, have started surfing, which for anyone who knows anything about surfing or swimming, it's an insane workout. And if you're in the water, which I typically am for like 2 hours a day, probably 5 days a week, you burn an insane amount of calories while working your muscles at the same time. Something big that has helped me contribute to being able to maintain a lean figure is doing an activity like surfing, where you're again burning a bunch of calories. On top of that, I skateboard for about an hour every single day. So I'm pushing really hard, I'm sweating, I'm like really challenging myself and pushing myself. So there's another activity that I'm again burning a bunch of calories. On the weekends, I'll typically go for a bike ride or go for a hike, sometimes go for a walk. I always take the stairs. Little things like that are just a part of my lifestyle and how I move my body outside of doing my workouts and eating in a calorie deficit. The reason I mention this is because I think a lot of people in their mind have this idea that they want to have this perfect body, and they're only going to get there through eating kind of okay and then moving their body a little bit. The truth is, if you really want to be lean and be able to maintain that, you have to have a lot of different activities baked into what you do in order for that to be effective. So it doesn't just stop at jumping rope and doing some bodyweight exercises for 30 minutes. If you're sitting all day, consider getting a standing desk. If you have the ability to walk a couple miles with your dog after work, do that instead of just taking your dog out, right in front of your house. There's other ways, hobbies, things like roller skating, skateboarding, surfing, hiking, golf. Like there's so many other going to farmers markets, walking around. There's so many activities and things that you can do to continue to burn a lot of calories and thus give you a better chance of being able to stay lean. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know I said a lot there, but here at the Jump Rope Dudes, we really try and give you guys an open, realistic look of what it takes to have a certain desirable physique. The honest truth is, you don't need to become this like freak athlete person who's like dedicated to like never drinking a soda, never having fun, and only working out all the time and eating like really boring food. You don't have to do that, but please understand, if you want to build a good amount of muscle mass and stay lean, You have to have a pretty solid routine of movement and eating nutrient-rich food in order to make that happen. Like I said, we got a lot of videos on this channel, which I'll link up, or which I have linked up, so that you guys can check out more of what our philosophy is and how to stay lean. But I think the thing that we're just trying to encourage the most is that you start taking action, doing the thing, and you don't stop. Even if it's one little habit a day, 5 minutes, maybe you start walking a mile a day, something like that, something small. All we care about is that you start doing something and that you stay consistent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. Of course, we always appreciate the support. We are super grateful and thankful to have such a positive community of people of all races, all colors, all genders, all sexual orientations, all that stuff, all over the world. We love it, and we just want to say again, thank you so much for making this community what it is. You're not off the hook yet. Make sure you do the thing today if you haven't already. And like I said, there's a bunch of links down in the description to check out some of our products and hopefully get some good resources so you can lose weight. This is Dan Whitmer. This is the Jump Rope Dudes, reminding you guys always to do the thing.